Welcome to today's Explainer. We are diving straight into how the world's most powerful people, from Silicon Valley tech elites to global political leaders, are spending absolute fortunes to literally hack the aging process. They are placing a massive bet against nature, trying to push death back and, in some cases, achieve straight-up immortality.
Here is the roadmap for today. We'll be covering conquering the inevitable, tech giants' billion-dollar bet, death as an engineering problem, India joins the longevity race, dictators chasing 150 years, and finally, the price of eternal life. Let's get into it.
Section 1. Conquering the inevitable, the radical quest to push death back. We're looking at how the ultimate rule of nature, that death is a certainty, is facing a serious challenge today.
Think about it. Throughout human history, death was the one thing you just couldn't negotiate with, right? It didn't matter if you were an ancient emperor with all the gold and power in the world, your time was up when it was up. But today, modern billionaires genuinely believe they can use technology and medical science to rewrite those rules entirely.
Just to put this into perspective, look at this number, $2 million, which is roughly 16 to 17 crores. That is what tech entrepreneur Brian Johnson is dropping every single year on his personal Don't Die project. 16 crores a year, literally just to avoid aging.
The guy has basically turned himself into a full-time walking lab experiment. He's tracking hundreds of biomarkers every single day and sticking to this ruthlessly strict nutrition, exercise, and sleep routine. And the goal here isn't just to age gracefully, it's to actually reverse biological time. I mean, he even went as far as using experimental blood plasma treatments from his own teenage son. He's paused that one for now, but it really shows you the extreme lengths this movement is going to.
Section 2. Tech giants' billion-dollar bet. Silicon Valley enters the chat. Let's see how this goes from one guy's obsession to a huge institutional investment by the tech elite.
The really crucial point here is that the very same people who built our digital world now want to recode our biology. Take OpenAI CEO Sam Altman. He personally poured a staggering $180 million of his own money into a biotech firm called Retro Biosciences. His explicit goal? Adding 10 healthy years to human life. He even reportedly takes a diabetes drug called metformin, which some believe extends lifespan, even though the science isn't totally settled on it yet.
Amazon founder Jeff Bezos is throwing his weight behind Altos Labs with a very similar mindset. Think about what you do when your mobile phone starts lagging. You do a factory reset to make it run like new, right? Well, these companies want to apply that exact same logic to human biology. It's called cellular rejuvenation. They want to factory reset old or damaged cells so they function like young ones again, aiming to wipe out age-related diseases entirely.
Section 3. Death as an engineering problem, rewriting biological programming. This brings us to the underlying and honestly pretty shocking philosophy driving this whole space. Just take a look at this quote from former PayPal CEO Peter Thiel. Death is not a rule of nature, it is just a problem. And if we find dedicated engineers, this problem can be solved. He firmly believes we shouldn't just passively accept death. To him, it's literally just a software bug waiting for a patch.
Thiel is so all in on this idea that he's already signed up for cryonics. Basically, he's betting that if today's medical science can't keep him alive, he can just deep freeze his body and wait for the science of tomorrow to thaw him out and revive him. Elon Musk has echoed a very similar vibe. He's openly talked about how humans are just biologically programmed to die. And because it's a program, Musk argues the system can be re-engineered, calling semi-immortality a highly solvable problem.
Section 4. India joins the longevity race. Biohacking reaches the subcontinent. Let's pivot for a second, because this isn't just an American billionaire phenomenon anymore. It's gaining massive momentum right here in India.
Look at Zomato founder Deepinder Goyal's new Eternal project. He's launching a forehead wearable device called Templo. It tracks your metabolic state in real time using a biomarker called entropy to monitor stress and recovery. It costs around $1,000, so about 80 to 84,000 rupees, and is aimed squarely at executives and athletes. Indian badminton champion PV Sindhu was even spotted wearing it at the BWF World Championships. This intense, real-time tracking is absolutely becoming a global obsession.
Test, don't guess. That little phrase perfectly captures the entire ethos of the multi-million-dollar biohacking industry. Guys like Gary Brecka, who works with massive Hollywood celebrities, are pushing this idea hard. The logic is simple. If you're constantly testing and understanding your biomarkers, you can actually predict and prevent major diseases long before they ever happen. To throw even more fuel on this fire, entrepreneur Peter Diamandis launched a massive $101 million X-Prize competition back in 2023. That staggering amount of money goes to whoever can figure out therapies that successfully restore muscle, immunity, and brain function as we age. The sheer volume of capital pouring into this space right now is totally unprecedented.
Section 5. Dictators Chasing 150 Years. The Geopolitical Pursuit of Immortality. Now, prepare to have your mind blown a bit, because we're looking at how global political leaders view this tech, not just as a health benefit, but as a tool for endless power. Get this. During a military parade in Beijing, a hot mic picked up a surreal conversation that sounds like it was ripped straight from a spy movie. Russia's Vladimir Putin suggested to China's Xi Jinping that as technology improves, continuous organ transplants could essentially make a person immortal. Xi Jinping responded that by the end of the century, humans could easily hit 150 years old, all while North Korea's Kim Jong-un was just standing right there, laughing along with them.
The drive to extend biological lifelines lines up perfectly with what these leaders have already done to extend their political control. Putin famously tweaked his country's constitution so he can stay in power until at least 2036, when he'll be 83. There's a growing suspicion that these figures see radical life extension as the ultimate way to maintain their grip on power indefinitely.
Section 6. The Price of Eternal Life. A Booming Market and Ultimate Inequality. Let's bring all this back down to reality and look at the economic and societal implications of this exploding industry.
The financial projections here are absolutely staggering. The longevity market is expected to skyrocket from $27 billion in 2025 to a massive $67 billion by 2035. We are already seeing thousands of these cold therapy and infrared clinics popping up around the world. It is turning into an absolute colossal business.
But we have to face a really harsh truth here: the massive gap between the breakthrough and the access. While the science of cellular rejuvenation is incredibly exciting, those benefits are not going to be for everyday people, at least not at first. Having personal doctors, experimental therapies, and multi-million-dollar treatments is going to create a level of inequality unlike anything we have ever seen. So I want to leave you with this provocative thought to chew on. As these billionaires and dictators pour absolute fortunes into pushing death back, are we watching humanity miraculously cure aging? Or are we just watching the world's richest people build a lifeboat that only they can afford a ticket for? Thanks for joining me on today's Explainer. Keep questioning and keep learning.